Hello everyone, it's me, Riffraff Hornhelm, and I'm back again with another presentation from the Dwarven Vault, and today we have a monster review. Today we're going to talk to you, in general, about golems. Wait, what? Oh, damn it! Cut it out! Okay. These kind of golems. And that's as what comes out of the Monster Manual. The original Monster Manual as used with original basic Dungeons & Dragons and Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, or what's typically called 1E today. So, golems, in the original Monster Manual, very, very powerful creatures. Also, very expensive, very difficult to bring out, and very time-consuming in creation. Now, golems, there's only 4 kinds of golems in the original Monster Manual, and that's the clay golem, the flesh golem, iron golem, and stone golem. Now, the golems that are in the book are very powerful creatures, and unlike elementals, which we spoke about in a previous series, they are not quite so... number one, they don't care that they're there because they're a created creature. And number two is that they're loyal. They follow their commands. They have a very limited cumulative chance in combat of going berserk. But they'd have to be in continuous combat for a considerable time before they would be at risk of doing that. Other than that, they're pretty rock solid. They'll serve whoever conjured them, and the summoner is able to give them some simple instructions, usually one-word command, like stand, guard, whatever. Now, in order to bring about having a golem, you gotta be one hell of a powerful character. Most of the time, with the exception of the clay golem, you have to be a magic user, and at 16th or 17th level or higher, depending on the golem. And in the case of a clay golem, it's the same idea, but you have to be a cleric. Now, most of these golems, though it varies depending on the strength of the golem, and those strengths, by the way, will range between 9 and 18 hit dice. And it varies by the golem type. Now, they all have a set number of hit points. The hit dice are really there to give you instruction as to how they would attack or save, but they all have a set number of hit points that roughly works out to about 4.5 hit points per die. These are tough creatures, and because they're conjured and summoned or put together, it's more of a conjured, put together thing. They're not really summoned. There's a number of things that the summoner or conjurer have to do in order to make this work. And that includes having to spend in the thousands of gold piece per hit die, or hit point, sorry, not hit die, hit point. So it might be something like 1,000 gold pieces per hit point. Now these are different for each of the golems, and we'll cover that under separate reviews. But it has, say, 45 hit points, and you got to spend 45,000 gold pieces, plus you have to have the materials and the spells that are required as part of the ritual. There's usually 3-4 spells involved that have to be done. And on top of that, for instance, for the cleric one, for the clay one, they have to have like a 30,000 gold piece special vestments to wear for the specific ritual. If you are coming away with the impression that a golem is freaking expensive to create, you would be correct. On top of all that, there's the time required to do so. Some of these take like 3-4 months in order to create. Now, golems, the creation of a golem, or even the quest to get everything together for creation of a golem makes a very nice adventure. Have done it before. Would recommend that to anybody. And typically, as a player, they're probably going to run across it under those kind of circumstances. It's going to be something that the DM put into the game rather than something that one of your close adventuring associates went out on a quest to create for themselves. It's a pretty tough thing to create. But the result is a very powerful creature with great endurance who's exceptionally loyal and generally difficult to shake in terms of, you're not going to lose control of this because somebody hit you on the head. That's not how this works. Very powerful creature. So, coming up, of course, we're going to have individual reviews for each of the 4 different golems. We hope you enjoyed today's presentation, that it gave you some information, some prep work, I guess, before we go into the individual golems themselves. If you did enjoy today's presentation, please be so kind as to leave us a like. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Leave us a comment, share with your friends, but most of all, come back and see us again real soon. Thank you so much for your very kind support. Take care, everyone, and remember, dwarves rock!